Okay, we're ready for the first bounce in this grand final between Tasmans and Bostons in 1990. Balls bounced, up they go, knocked away by Weetbix. Through goes Rowett, picks it up, picked up by Harvey. Harvey's on the ground, slumps the ball off the ground. The ball's all in, an umpire comes in to bounce the ball. Nothing cleared away at this present moment. Umpire comes in, bounces it off a little bit, knocked away by Bostons. Bostons mills after the ball, pushed off. Pretty scrambly in there at the present time. Kicked by Bostons. Bostons and knocked away by Franks. Franks goes straight through. Picked up by Bostons again. Very hard to see down there. In a real scramble. Picked up by Kurovic. Kurovic kicks it wild. It's all Bostons out here. There's three of them. It's picked up by Burrells. Burrells runs around, puts it right down into the centre half forward, where it's a mark's there taken by the Boston player at centre half forward, approximately 45 metres out from goal. Franks is standing the mark. This is Paul Noden. Paul Noden at a slight angle, coming in for the first shot of the match. Look out, lads. Goes for kick, swings around, hits the post. First score to Bostons. They have scored 1 point. Tasman's yet to score. Kurvik's got the ball, it's going to kick out. His left leg comes up to the top flank, comes down, hits the ground. The ball bounces along. Picked up by Wesley. Wesley with a west foot kick, kicked in, and where it's marked there by Max Harvey. Max Harvey straight under his left leg. Ticks it in long, all Bostons, they're called, and there the ball is taken by Fisher. Fisher goes into the goals, pushed away. Oh, mark's not allowed. Ball's on the ground, and the umpire will come in and bounce the ball. Umpire bounces the ball, it's a wobbly bounce, goes out. Langford overruns the ball. The ball comes in. It's picked up by Tiller. Tiller's caught with the ball in his front, and he's gone for holding the ball. Well tackled by Harvey. Harvey's on the flank. Goes back for his kick. Got plenty of time to run. No one's standing his mark. Comes into his left foot kick. It's another high one. They push around. The ball comes over to the pack. Knocked out there by Tasmans. Picked up by Wesley. Puts it under his left leg. Kurovic stands there and takes the mark right on the goal line, on the boundary line. He does a little chip pass, taken by Langford. Langford wasn't going much. Langford comes under his left leg, puts it straight down to the centre. There's a lot of calling. There's a push out. Picked up by, knocked on by Bostons. Ball's on the ground, and a real scramble again, and the umpire will come in and bounce once again. At this stage, the game's been very scrambly. Umpire bounces, bit of shuffling there at the centre at the bounce. Kurovic over the top, hits the ball, comes down on the ground. Casanova tries to pick it up, picked up by Tiller, handballed out. Boston's got the ball, held, taken away well by Casanova. Casanova to Stanley. Stanley puts it straight in. Hargy in front, marks the ball. He's approximately about 40 metres out, straight in front. Probably a bit of a breeze behind him. Very hard. Breeze is coming across the ground. Hargy taking his time. He's having a real lot. Beebe's leading. Hargy's ignored the lead. Comes in, runs in, puts the ball on the way. It's a wobbly kick, comes down on the front, and there it hits the ground. Not held by Tasmans, picked up, knocked out by Tasmans. There's another scramble in there, and the umpire once again bounced the ball. Balls bounce. Knocked out by Bostons and knocked out of bounds. It'll be a throw in the forward pocket. Left-hand forward pocket for Tasmans. Ball's in. Big bingo up. Weetbix in front, got the ball, handballed it on. It's picked up by Bostons. Boston's number 7 gets hold of the ball, handballs it across. Just knocked on. Still very scrambly down there. Picked up by Tasman. Picked up by Beebe by the looks. He's had a shot for goal. Kicks it out of bounds. Boston boy brings the ball back in the play. It's a long kick, goes straight down the bottom wing. 2 Bostons up, the ball hits the ground and rolls out of bounds, touched out of bounds. Boundary umpire picks up the ball to throw in again. And it go. Weetbix and Tiller still in there battling. Picked by Kirovic from behind the pack. Goes for a kick. It's a long kick straight in. That bit of busting going on there, and it's a well-taken mark there by the Boston player in Kim Bryan. He comes over, kicks up onto the top flank. The ball comes over the top of the pack. Tasman player goes down. Boston's are in front. Picks it up. He's caught, and he is gone for holding the ball. It was a well tackled. Well tackled by Rowett. Rowett comes back. Comes in to kick the ball, kicks it into the centre of the ground. Goes in high, looking. Stanley, and a good mark taken by Phil Stanley. Phil Stanley's approximately 45 metres out. Should be straight in front. Phil Stanley comes back, taking his time. Snow leads, Beebe leads again. Once again, Stanley ignores the lead. Goes for the kick. Kicks in long, it's a straight kick, going straight, won't make the distance. The ball goes up, knocked away by Boston's, picked up by Sandick. Sandick handballs to Beebe. Beebe onto his left leg, and he has kicked a point. He must have been over the top of the goal post. At this stage, it's 1 point each. Boston fullback comes to kick the ball in, kicks it into this top flank. Way back, Boston players come from behind, pick it up from behind, handballs it out, picked up by Langford on his hands, balls across to Kirovic. Kirovic on his left leg, has a shot for goal, and he puts it straight through the middle, and that's Tasmans put their opening goal on the... They are now 1-1 to Boston's 1 point. At this stage, the football's pretty scrambly. The players haven't settled down yet, the nerves would be out there. They need to get it out in the open. Ball's coming back to centre. This time we'll come back to umpire Blewett. Blewett's got the ball. Still the two ruckmen, Weetbix and Tiller, doing battle. Ball's a good bounce. Knocked away by Weetbix. Picked up by Langford. Got rid of the ball. Picked up by Boston's. Nailed on the ground. Kicked off the ground by Boston's. Went nowhere into a Tasman player. Ball went into the Tasman player, got pushed in the back, and Sewell takes the mark just past centre. Sewell puts the ball down the bottom side. Langford's leading for the ball. Hotly pressed. Turns around. Picked up. Handballs over the top of his head. Picked up by Boston's. Boston's threw the ball away. It was let go. Picked up by Tasmans again, by Kirovic. To Langford. Langford on his left leg kicks it straight into the Boston player. The ball's picked down there. Picked up again by Masson. Masson with his left foot. Straight down the... Oh, mark not held by Harvey. Boston's a game of long kick, but kicks it well out of bounds. And this can be within kicking distance for Beebe. Beebe's got the ball, setting himself, comes in, has the shot, it's a long kick, it's got the distance, so it's got to have its accuracy, and he has put it straight through the middle, and Tasmans go now to 2-1 to Boston's 1 goal. Beebe was very confident then, got the ball, didn't even look as if he was ever going to miss it. Just a little bit of experience from Beebe. Ball's come back to the centre. Umpire Edwards has got it. Boston's... No, the rucks are still there. Tiller and Weetbix to go up. Ball's bounced, favours Tiller a bit, comes down. Oh, hit over the top by the Boston player. Knocked down by Boston's again. Sewell for Tasmans, battling in there hard. Ball's hit the ground on the ump. No, it's been pushed out by Boston's. Boston's are battling harder there. Boston's got the ball again and is over the neck, and the Boston player will get the kick. And that's Paul Noden. Paul Noden goes in, puts in high. They set themselves down there. There's a bit of pushing and shoving going on. The ball hit the ground, knocked on by Tasmans, knocked on again by Tasmans. It's picked up by Boston. Boston player's got nowhere to go. He runs around the circles, picked around, kicked, and this time the mark from Burrells is marked by Saunders. Grant Saunders comes in for his kick, puts it in high. Its accuracy's there, not quite enough distance. It's on the ground, kicked out by Rogers. Comes in for the ball. It's rolled out of bounds. The umpire throws the ball in. Knocks taken by Tasmans, picked up by Boston. So handballs it across, interfered by Tasmans, straight through. Sewell comes through, puts it down through the middle of the ground. And ball's not hurled by Borges. He knocks it on. The ball's knocked on again, down the ground. Through comes Boston player, kicks it wildly, gained nothing. Beebe gets under the ball and he takes a strong mark players lining him up, but Beebs never moved. All right, but he goes for the short pass. He's looked for Langford, and Langford's taken the ball. He's approximately 40 metres out, just at a very slight angle. Shouldn't be any problems from this angle for Jeremy. Very nervous this morning, Jeremy. Comes in with his left foot kick. Oh, he stumbled as he went to kick it, and it's not a good kick, but it scores 1 point, and Tasmans now go to 2-2. The Boston still with that solitary point.
Come on! Tasman! Quick, come on!
There's a bit of interference from behind the play, and I think Mr. Tiller for Boston's is going to be, he has been reported. Tiller for Boston's has been reported, and the kick will be taken by Tasmans in the goal square, I'd say. No, it's been brought back. Weetbix taken the mark. He's just outside of the 50-metre line, but he'll put it straight down into the goals, I'd say. There's a couple of short leads, but no one's taken much notice. Weetbix puts it in. It's a long kick, and it goes right down into the forward line. Hagi sets himself behind, comes off hands and picked up by Boston's. No, it was out of bounds. Ball's thrown in Tasman's right-hand pocket. Up goes the Boston's, hit down to Noden. Noden's got the ball. He goes for a kick. Kicks it. Rowett sets himself, drops the sitter. Should have picked that up easy. Kicked off the ground under as Kurovic was picking up the ball, and he'll get the kick for kicking in danger. He goes for a short pass to Rowett. Rowett this time has held the ball this time. It was only just made the 10 metres. This time he goes for the centre kick. Oh, it's a shocking kick, goes over the top of the pack, touched by Tillich, hits down, picked up by Borges. Borges goes for a long kick in. The ball hits the ground again. In goes Franklin, tries to pick up. Picked up by Beebe. Beebe kicks it into the player. Down there again. Boston players rush the ball through for 1 point. The Tasmans making their score now 2-3 to Boston's 1 point. Tasman's actually wasting one or two little opportunities here. A little bit of nerves. All moves are covered this time. Comes the Boston fullback comes to the top side once again. Weetbix down to the ball, pushed out. Borges pushed out. Ball goes down. Picked up once again by Borges. Borges can't. He puts the ball, knocks the ball down. Picked up by Tiller. He's well tackled. The ball's once again held by Boston. Tucked out again. Kurovic's in there. He's under the pack. The ball's under the ball. Picked up by Rowett, but it's not allowed, and the umpire's going to take the ball and bounce it. Umpire Rogers got the ball. He's up on the forward flank for Tasmans. Ball goes down. It's been bounced. The jostling there. Knocked by Weetbix very well to Kurovic. Kurovic, oh, and the ball's knocked out of bounds. Well tackled. No, and it's been a free kick to Kurovic. Free kick to Kurovic. He picks up the ball quick, goes for a short one. Hooks down, but the Boston player, instead of going for the mark, comes through with a fist and has knocked it out of bounds. Very bad play by Boston's. That should have been a definite mark. The ball's thrown in, Weetbix in front. Knocks the ball down once again. Picked up by Stanley. He knocks the ball on. Picked up by Boston. Still and Tiller's in there battling. Misses the ball. The ball's down on the ground. It's knocked out. The umpires just pulled it up as the ball came out. And umpire Edwards will once again bounce the ball. Ball's gone down. It's picked up by Sandick. Sandick comes through. Hands balls it on. Kicked on by Hagi, where it's marked by Boston. The Boston fullback has marked the ball. Goes back for his kick. He's looking for leads. Now there's leads. Going. The ball's a shocking kick straight to Kurovic. Kurovic takes a very, very easy mark. He's probably 60 metres out. Too far to score. He goes for a kick. He goes long. Looks for the lead. The lead comes down. Hagen tries to take it from the standing position. Pushed out. The ball's on the ground. And it will be a ball up. This stage, the football's still scrambling. Still Weetbix and Tiller making play in centre. The ball's on the ground, still scrambling. Franklin was under the ball, knocked out, picked up by Boston. Tiller's hitting and Tiller runs over the line with the ball. And once again, it'll be another throw-in, and this time in the Tasman forward pocket, right-hand pocket. Ball goes in. Weetbix picked it up. He grabbed it out of the centre. Tries to pick. Handballs it on. Hagi hits the ball forward. Picked up by Boston's. Boston's once again pushes the ball over the line and for another throw-in. This time within approximately 5 yards of the point post. Ball's in. Tasmans need the ball to score here. Weetbix tried to grab it again. Picked up by Boston, so he goes straight through. He kicks the ball down the centre. There he finds Lola. Lola's taken the mark on the square. He goes for a kick straight down the middle again. They all lead up. Spasham comes through, picks up the ball. He's well tackled, pulled down, picked up by Casno. Handballs picked up by Boston's. The Boston player Noden. He turns on his right leg, kicks into the Tasman player. Picked up by Boston's again. Ball comes in. Players at the back set themselves. Ball comes down over the pack. Picked up by John Ettridge, and Juggles puts through a goal for Boston's first goal for the game. They are now 1-1 and they're trailing Tasmans from 2-3. That was a very easy goal for Boston's. I think the breeze upset the players there in the back lines. It's very windy, crosswind. Probably a little bit of lack of talking back there. Ball's come back to the centre. At this stage, Tasmans are holding an 8-point lead, and they're going just over the 15-minute mark. Umpire bounces the ball once again. Goes up, Weetbix gets the knock, hits the ball down hard. Borges overruns it, picked up by Boston's. Boston's with the left foot kick down the centre. Sill tries to take it, misses, picks up again Sill. Rides the bump, picked up by Kurovic. Kurovic onto his left leg, looks for someone, goes down, has found no one. Boston player gets under the ball very easy. And ball's taken there by the Boston player, goes for a long kick down the middle, just pushing us, shoving the men fly up the top. Picked up by Kurovic. Kurovic with his left leg, looking for Beebe down the forward flank. Beebe showing a bit of experience, staying in the front of the pack. Picks up the ball, handballs to Casanova. Casanova picks it up, gets onto his left leg. He handballs down. Hargy goes for the kick. Not Hargy, I'm sorry, it's Borges. And Borges has taken a good mark in front of his man. Borges comes in, puts a long one in, it's a wobbly kick. Oh, it's knocked away from Sanik, who was in front of the pack. Mumbles tries to pick it up. It's picked up, beautiful pick up and turn. It goes down to the pack by Stanley. It's knocked out, picked up once again by Sanik. Sanik's overrun it. Hargy's overrun it. Picked up by Sanik, who puts the ball down on the ground. Kicked off the ground by Hargy. Very scrambly there at the present time. At this stage, the ball is now will be pulled up and will be bounced by the umpire. Umpire bounces the ball. Big heap of players down there, picked up by Boston's. Ball was a shocking kick. Langford picks it up. Couldn't get onto his left leg properly. Picks it up. Stanley's got it. He's back to Kurovic. Kurovic going for his bat. His 10th kick in the first quarter. Kicks it straight in where it's marked by Bryant. Right on the guy. He tries to play on straight away. The ball comes out. It's picked up by Lola. Lola goes for a handball. The handball comes to Burrells. Burrells under pressure. He shrugs off the tackle. Goes around a second player. Lines up for his kick. He kicks the ball down. This time Saunders takes a good mark over Sill. Well judged mark. Saunders has got the ball. Goes for a look. He looks now. Goes down, finds Lola. Lola's got the ball. He runs around a player. Goes to handball. Dummies the handball. Puts it down on the ground. The player he handballs through trips. Picked up by Ettridge. He puts the ball down on the ground. Tasmans are tackling hard. Come off the pack. Picked up by Boston's. Real hit out by Boston's. Picked up by Langford. Langford goes on his... No, he handballs across. Frank starts to come through. Stopped by Boston's once again. The ball's once again on the ground. Very scrambly down there at the present time and very hard to pick up who's in there. Boston's are knocking the ball forward.
Sorry, boy.
Picked up by Noden. Noden's handballed it on again. There's a real scramble down there. It's hopeless to try and pick up who's doing what. The umpire will come in and bounce the ball.
Win this game. Don't worry about it.
Just had some special comments from Mr. Andy Walker. He says Tasmans will win this game.
Yeah, the play's going pretty well.
Ball's down, Noden.
You know,
big pick up and a big handball out by Weetbix. But it goes out of bounds and goes over the line with the ball. Austin's forward pocket, the ball's thrown in. Weetbix from behind hits the ball hard. Ball's hit down. It's all way back. Boston's there at the present time. Picked up, kicked on the left leg, goes across and a mark. No, the mark was not held by Boston's. The ball's down on the ground and there's real scramble and the umpire once again come in and bounce the ball. Hard to try and remember some of these players sometimes you get your tongue around them. Oh, good knock by Weetbix. Down on the ground though, picked up by Kurovic. He loses the ball. Down, picked up by Boston's. Boston's got the ball. He comes around on his leg, right leg, kicks it down on the where it's out of bounds on the full. Frank's put his hands back and let the ball bounce outside, and he'll take the kick. He goes for a short kick. Been play on. It was picked up by Kurovic. Handballs the ball out. And handballs over the line and it'll be a throw-in. Wasn't good play there by Tasmans. Ball comes in, picked up by, bad handball there by Weetbix, who handballed straight to the Boston player. The Boston player's tackled back to a Boston player. He goes for a kick, he aims up the shot, goes across goal, the umpire takes a good look at it, and it's 1 point. Boston's now go to 1-2. They're still trailing Tasmans 2-3, just after the 20-minute mark. Franks kicks it in. No, it wasn't Franks. The ball comes straight down. The big jostling out there in the middle of Franks. The ball's hit the ground. Picked up by Boston's. He goes for his tackle well. The ball now goes on. Picked up by Saunders. He handballs it across. Number 44 for Boston's. He irons himself up. He goes straight in, and the ball straight as a die. And a goal was kicked there by Greg Fisher. And Fisher's kicked his first goal. It is now 2-2, and they're still trailing Tasmans 2-3. Point the difference, and approximately nearly the 20-minute mark it is. This stage, play scrambly by both sides. Ball umpire goes in to bounce the ball. It's good bounce once again. Still Weetbix in there for Tasmans, gets the knock away. But no Tasmans in to take the ball. Well taken out there by Stanley. He kicks the ball hits the ground. Boston's knock it forward, picked up by Rodel. Rodel kicks it off the ground. There's only Boston's out here though. Boston players kicked up the ball. He's got plenty of time, goes onto his left leg. It's not a real good kick where the ball's not quite held by Gower. Gower's picked up the ball, kicks it, tries to kick it over his head, but he's kicked it well out of bounds. And just on the Boston side of the wing position, and the ball will be taken by the Boston player, which is Lola. Lola comes back for his kick. Goes for a kick down on the forward flank. The ball's down there. Gower's pushed out of it, and the ball goes over the line. Ball thrown in very quickly. Ball comes over, well picked up by Weetbix. Read the play well, puts in a high kick down to the centre. Stanley gets under it for Tasmans. All miss it, the ball comes down. Knocked on by Lola for Boston's. The ball's hit the ground, come running back in an awkward position. The ball's bouncing terrible out there with that wind. Still Boston's are in front. Number 26 for Boston, handballs it across. Bad handballs, down on the ground. And there's a real scramble down there at the present time. Boston's got the ball out. Kurovic's in there, he picks up the ball, comes around, gets on his left leg, kicks it with his left leg. Mark's taken there by Casanova. Casanova goes for a kick straight away and finds Beebe. Player's been called back, Freddie Ettridge. Beebe's gone, he goes for a short pass and he finds Scott Masson. Scott's got the ball, left foot kick. Hasn't got the distance, but not the accuracy. The ball's down, hits the ground. Sanic comes in, tries to pulls off the Boston player. Boston's are broken clear with the ball. Left foot kick down on the forward flank, and there's a mark taken there by the Boston player. They come back there, the ball's gone down the centre. Once again, there's only Boston player there, left unattended. The Boston player's got the ball. Tried to handball over. Casanova stopped the ball, picked it up, handballs across. Picked up by Franklin. Franklin puts a long kick in, hits the ball, goes over the pack, picked up by the Boston Tiller. Tiller with his left leg going across the centre. There's two players there. Lola takes a good mark. A second grab, knocked the ball up and fell back and took a good falling mark. These guys, a shocking kick from Lola, and it's out of bounds on the full. And the mark's going to be taken by Rowett. He's looking for someone to kick to. He kicks it in long. It's a high kick. They're going to set himself. Hargy tries to get the ball down, comes down off hand. Sanik's in front for Tasmans. He's picked up the ball, kicks it on his right leg. He's hooked it back. But the ball's still in play down the bottom there with Franklin going for the ball, followed in by Boston. Franklin knocks the ball back, keeps the ball in play. But Boston player is pulled out, and the ball was once again out of bounds down the forward pocket. And there's the siren to end the first quarter. And at the end of the first quarter, Tasmans 2-3, leading Boston's 2-2. Only 1 point in this game at this stage. You leaving it on, Ron? Right, in that quarter, the ball's play was very scrambly. The players are taking a fair while to settle down. fairly windy out there. The wind seems to be coming across the ground. You look at some of the flags, and the flags are swirling around. Grand finals, of course, are always a different game than what they are in the past, and what you've done throughout the year can be a different game completely final time. We're just about ready to start the second quarter. Weetbix is still in ruck. Weetbix rucked the whole of that first quarter from one end of the ground to the other, and as the quarter went on, Weetbix seemed to improve. So if he can keep that up for 4 quarters, he's been going to do a good job. I thought Tasmans Kurovic was probably the better player. Under pressure, he picked up the ball, got a lot of kicks. Something he didn't do a lot with, but still, he still got a lot of kicks and got in and at least tried to do something with his kick. Beeb, the old warhorse, he was in there. He was what he did was good, and the others are finding it very scrambly. Anyway, the ball's bounced to start the second quarter. Ball's knocked away, picked up by Boston, knocked on by Boston, picked up by Boston. He turns into trouble. He's grabbed, picked up by Casanova. Casanova dummies around, ends up going on his right leg, kicks it in high. Players set themselves. Good grab there taken by Borges. Borges, he's off. He's been called play on. The ball's on the ground, very scrambly at the present time, put down by the Boston player. Ball's knocked out by Tasman. Langford's after the ball. He's picked it up. Oh, he's fallen over at the wrong time. And it'll be a bounce. Once again, Weetbix in there against Tiller. And this time Tiller gets the ball. That's always a real scramble in there at the present time. The ball goes into a huddle once again. Umpire calls for the ball. Langford once more is under the bottom of the pack. Again, ready to bounce the ball. Tiller trying to play Weetbix from a... Oh, that was very, very touched. The umpire's called it touched over the line, and the ball will be thrown in. Thrown in front of the coach's box. It's a good throw in too. Go on the back of the pack. Ball comes down, no one's touched, knocked on by Weetbix. All Boston's there at the present time. Still very scrambled. Picked up by Franklin, who tried to get rid of it and was ended up holding the ball. The ball was going to be taken by McCrosty. McCrosty kicks it into the centre of the ground. They set themselves down there. The ball comes off the middle of the pack, picked up by a quick handball by Boston. It's on the Burrells. Burrells handballs it on the Noden. Noden's run down through the centre. Tries to set himself. Kicks it high. The ball's going in high, going into the forward line. There's a bit of pushing and something going on down there. The ball's hit the ground. Picked up by Ettridge. Ettridge kicks the ball on, and the ball's kicked on by Stephen Barch, who kicks his first goal, and Boston's hit the front in the first minute of the second quarter. They now hold a 5-point lead. Tasman's 2-goal 3 to Boston's 3-goal 2. Tasman's had their opportunity up forward then. Didn't do a lot with the ball. When the ball come down, Boston's had a couple of running players, run the play down through the centre. Ball's come back to the centre. Umpire Edwards has got the ball, comes into the centre of the ground to bounce. Weetbix still in there for Tasmans against Tiller. Ball's up, comes towards. Weetbix knocks the ball, Langford gets it, hits it on the Kurovic. Kurovic comes onto his left leg, kicks it with his left leg, dummy the kick, comes in, not held by Franklin. Beebe's picked up by Franklin again. He's grabbed low. He handballs it on. Boston's knocked the ball forward. Ball's come in. Boston player kicks up the ball, but he was out of bounds when he kicked the ball, and it will be a throw-in. Beeb's trying to claim a out of bounds on the full, but the umpire said that the player was out of bounds when he kicked it. He throws the ball in. Weetbix in front again, knocks the ball down to the Boston player, and Ettridge got the ball, kicks the ball in low. Sewell's running in, tries to take the ball on the first bounce. Didn't quite bounce well for him. Picked up by the Boston player. The Boston player kicks the ball forward. Ball comes down. Harvey comes in. Hicks hard. Picked up by Scott. Oh, there was a front hit there. Down the ball goes down. Over the top of the pack again. Once again, they're trying very hard to find to judge the flight of the ball, the players. Rowett goes forward. Kicks the ball off the ground. The ball is taken by Borges, who, from the soccer kick, marked the ball from Rowett. He goes in, he kicks the ball into the centre of the ground. The players down there, there's a lot of pushing and shoving there. Taken by Boston player and Fred Ettridge. Fred pushed the ball down. There was 2 grabs at the ball, not grabbed. Rowett's trying to pick the ball up from behind. The ball comes down in front of him again. Rowett's still in there with the ball. He handballs it on to Beebe. Beebe sets himself for a shot, has a shot for goal, goes straight across the ground, and he has kicked 1 point. Tasmans now go to 2-4. They're now trailing Boston's by 4 points. Boston player comes getting ready to kick the ball in. Once again he comes to the forward, up the top side, kicks it up the top. The players set themselves up there, knocked away by Casanova, and the ball runs over the line in front of the players, and there will be another throw in. Ball's thrown in, the same two ruckmen going for it. Real crush in there in the middle. Boston's got knocked on by Franklin. Ball's kicked, goes straight into the players. Ball hasn't got out of bounds. Well picked up there by Sanic. He handballs on the Franklin. Franklin runs around, kicks the ball right into the... Oh, that was a top mark by... Unbelievable mark. Unbelievable mark taken there by Hargy. I don't even think he knew he had it. But the thing was, he tried, he went up, and it was a spectacular mark. He's right in front, practically right on the goal line, on the 10-yard square. He kicks the ball, and he pushes it through the middle, and Tasman's only snuck it in, and Tasman's now go to a 2-point lead. They now lead 3-4 to 3-2.
Come on, get your voices up!
That all came around from Jeff Franklin, who got the ball and pushed his way through, twisted out of trouble, and kicked the ball, and a spectacular mark taken by Hargy. Brenton's been known over the years for his spectacular marking, going right back to his Colts days. He's also been known for letting his kicks let him down too. Ball's bounced, rucks, two ruckmen set themselves once again. Oh, it's about an even break there, the ball's down on the ground. Masson goes through, picks up the ball, handballs it on, good handball on. The bounce comes well for Weetbix. Weetbix tries to step around, this time he's caught from behind. Got rid of the ball just inside him. Sill picks up the ball, handballs it across to Sanic. Sanic's got the ball. He kicks it right in, goes in over everybody's head. Franklin goes through again, overruns the ball, but the Boston player was down there. He picked up the ball, he plays on Ettridge. Ettridge played on, it was a bad handball. The Boston player's in a little bit of strife there to try to keep it in. He comes back onto his left leg, kicks it onto his left leg, kicks it on high. The players set himself down the below the pack, and once again there was a mark there taken by the Boston player, good mark taken by Boston's. I think it was Lola. He kicked it in high once again, where a mark's taken on the chest by Tiller. He was pushed out of it by Weetbix, but he took a good chest mark. He now goes for another short pass. Basham from behind, got the ball, but the ball comes over the back. Bart's got the ball's down on the ground again. Rogers is in there battling. He's trying to minute, and he has given away a free kick. He's given away a free kick to Bear. Bear lines up, he's put the ball right into the teeth of the goals, and they all sets himself. The ball's punched off the ground, comes down the ground, picked up by Sandix, roving the ball, kicks it down here, looking for Casanova. Casanova by himself, goes back, kicks the ball into the centre of the ground. Oh, there's a real push out there, but it was called play on by the umpire. The Boston's got the ball down, it comes through, and a good mark's allowed there to Sandix. Oh, Sadic's come across to the top here. Oh, no talking there. Rogers got the ball, handballs it out well, picked up by Kurovic. Kurovic handballs it to Basham. Basham sets himself, goes for a run through the middle. Not a strong kick. Down with Franklin in front's pushed off of it, and Franklin will get the free kick for being pushed in the shoulder.
Use your legs. Come on, start running. Well done, Sam. Good run there.
Waiting for the ball to come back to Franklin. He's got the ball. Oh, it's a shocking kick from Franklin. Goes across the ground. He's looking, Rowett's in front of the ball. Tries to pick up, pushed off of it by the Boston player. Picked up by Burrells. Burrells tried to run around. He runs around, puts a little chip pass across. Masson tried to come over, run straight into his own player. Franklin makes amends this time with a good pass, and the pass goes to Sewell. Sewell lines up, has a shot down. He looks for Hargy. Hargy's got the ball down on the forward flank. He goes in for another left foot kick. He's looking for someone too. The ball's down, hits the ground. No one's touched at this stage. Picked up by the Boston player. The Boston player comes across goals. Kicks the ball out. It's a two-man wall, and the ball bounces out of bounds. Boston's are making their first change. Ball's on the ground once again, picked up by Langford. Langford handballs it on the Kurovic. Kurovic gets rid of the ball. It's touched, the umpires are calling play on, the ball hits the ground. Baby gets it, he handballs it out. Ball still on the ground, it's kicked off the ground by Tasmans. Ball's on the ground. There's a real scramble there. It's picked up there by Masson. Masson runs into a goal and drills it down through from a practically an impossible angle on his left leg. And it was a real good goal to Tasmans, the goal they needed. That now makes them 4-4. They now take an 8-point lead at nearly the 10-minute mark.
Go, Lamb. We've got to go now. Come on. Get talking in the centre, Grant. Go, Vlad. Good stuff, mate. Well done, Cass.
Okay, the umpire once again has got the ball back to centre. Blurt. Waiting for his boundary umpire's in position. He comes in to bounce the ball. It's telling Weetbix gets knocked down. Langford doesn't pick it up. It's picked up by handballed across to Casanova. Casanova goes for a short chip to Beebe. It doesn't come off. Franklin's in there battling. Oh, picked up by the Boston players. And there's a real scramble in there. Ettridge gets it out. Picked up by Casanova. Casanova onto his left leg. Doesn't go anywhere with the ball. Picked up. Hargey's in front. Not allowed. The ball's played on. Picked up by Boston. He goes for a left foot kick down through the centre of the ground. Up the back of the pack, Sill tries to take the mark. The ball's bounced around, still on the ground. The ball's doing nothing down there, and once again it's a real scramble up. And there will be another bounce up, practically in the centre of the ground. Ball's down. Kurovic hits the ball, but goes straight to a Boston player. The Boston player kicks it up wide, not looking anywhere in particular, just kicked it wide, and it runs out of bounds right at the centre wing position.
Go, Cass. Vlad.
On the centre wing position, Tasmans at this stage are holding an 8-point lead. Ball's thrown in, comes over the middle of the pack. Ball's down on the ground. Fiedler tries to get kicked off the ground by Richardson for Boston. Sill misses, overruns the ball. Saunders gets down, picks up the ball. Saunders traced by Langford. He kicks it in long. The Tasman boys set themselves down the back, but a mark was taken and was allowed there to the Boston player. In Bear, Brenton Bear, he's at a bit of an angle. But, he's setting himself for the kick. Oh, not a good kick at all. And he's only kicked a point for Boston's. And they now go to 3-3, and they're still trailing Tasmans 4-4. 7-point lead at this stage to Tasmans. And we're just over the 10-minute mark of the second quarter. Game still hasn't reached any great heights. Sill comes in to kick the ball in, kicks it down through the middle there. The player set himself, Rogers in front, but oh, good mark taken by Fiedler. Fielder. Slade's just come off of the bench. Sets himself up pretty well, taken plenty of time. He's put a good kick straight down in the middle. So long got the not quite the distance, comes off the ground, it's on the ground. Tasmans are in there battling hard, so are the Boston players, and it's all jammed up once again. And the umpire will once again bounce the ball. This time it's just outside of the 10-yard square. It's a real mob of players down there, and this time it's knocked by Weetbix, and the ball was knocked out of bounds actually. And that was well done by Weetbix. The ball goes in, Weetbix up again. The ball's, the Boston players, Weetbix got the ball, tries to handball it out, goes up in the air, it's grabbed there by Saunders. Saunders sends it out to Fiedler. Fiedler comes back, he handballs it on to Fisher. Fisher runs around, tries to get, he has 2 or 3 runs and turns around, and with a good left foot snap, puts the ball through. That's about his second goal, and now Boston's have come to within 1 point of Tasmans. They now go to 4-3, and Tasmans are 4-4. Boston's are not letting Tasmans go away. Tasmans a couple of times now have got a bit of a break, and Boston's have kept coming back at them. There you go. Okay, the umpire comes in to bounce the ball. Umpire blew it. Bounce it, good bounce once again. Still Weetbix in there. He got the knock again. Ball's at the Kurovic comes through, picks it up with his left foot kick. He looks for Beebe, pass the wheel to Beebe. Beebe is didn't play on. He come back. He's going to take his kick. I'd say that he'll be looking for Hargey. Going in, Rowett's leading in, Beebs doesn't know, he goes in for the long kick, and it's right down to the teeth of the goals. The Rucks fly, the big men fly up, but it comes off hands for a point. And Tasmans now go to 4-5. That was good play from the centre. Once again, Weetbix got the knockout, handballed it, picked it up from the handball, handballed it out to Kurovic, who passed it to Beebs. Weetbix still rucking. He's rucked the whole game at this stage. Jeremy Langford trying hard in there to keep on play. Got onto his left leg. Oh, he shrugged off the... Well, gets onto his left leg. Kicked it nowhere in particular. And it's a good mark taken by Sanic. A little bit reminiscent of his young days. A few years ago when he was playing. For a little fella, he can get up high. Got a good pair of hands. And also has normally some real good goal sense. He kicks the ball. He's put it right in, but this time the umpires had to move too far over, and it's now another point. And Tasmans go to 4-6, and they are leading Boston's 4-3. This stage, Tasmans need goals. Edridge leads across the top for the... it's kicked out, but doesn't go up to him. It comes down in the middle there. Masson ties up for the ball. Comes off hands, picked up by Boston's. He miskicks it. Ball's on the ground again. Boston player Richardson, he handballs it on. Goes across. He's... Philo running down through the middle by himself, not checked at all. The ball comes down. But good mark taken by Saunders. Saunders just outside of the 50-yard line, 50-metre line. He goes in, he's looked for a play, he's gone down through the centre. Edridge, John Edridge takes the ball and in front of Franks, and he's probably about 47 or 48 metres out from goal. I think it's too far for Edridge. But, he's going to have a shot. Oh, it's a high kick. It hasn't got nowhere near the distance. There's plenty of height. The ball comes off, not touched. Kurovic's in there once again. He knocks the ball on. Rogers comes in for the ball, beats him over the line, and the ball runs out of bounds. Out of bounds in the Boston's forward pocket, just around from the forward pocket. Picked up well by Basham. Basham kicks the ball. His boot nearly went as far as the ball, and a good mark's taken there by Richardson for Boston's. He goes in, kicks the ball in, another bad kick from behind. The ball comes down over the pack. Everyone overruns the ball. Picked up by Boston's. He's well grabbed. Handballs on the Boston's. The Boston's down again. Bash put out. Through comes Rogers. Rogers picks up the ball. He kicks it, just wildly kicks it. Phil Stanley's there. He hovers the ball down under him. Tries a handball over. No one to handball it to. Picked up by Boston's. Left foot kick. Down to Boston player standing on his own. This is Barills.
Somebody go down, Cat.
Just standing just inside the 50-metre line. Probably about 48 metres out from goal. Breeze will assist from there. It's a long kick, a long driving kick, but it's well offline, and it's gone through for 1 point. Boston's now moved to 4-4, and they're still trailing Tasmans 4-6. This time Kurovic's kicking out. He kicks it right out up to this top. The Tasmans all set himself with the Boston player. Comes off pack, picked up by Richardson, goes onto his left leg, kicks it down to the centre of the ground. The ball's hit the ground. Franks tries to go through. He knocks it on. The ball's been overrun by players, picked up by Boston's, goes for a handball. Handballs it on to Noden. Noden tries to jump back to the same player in Boston's. He grabbed and he's gone holding the ball, and that was well tackled by Sanic, who thought he should have got a penalty. He got the ball. Oh, he's kicked it straight into the player this time, but he gets back onto the player. Ball, picks it up, handballs it across to Kurovic. Kurovic comes back onto that left leg again, kicks it straight up in the air into no one. Boston player drops the ball. This ball's on the ground, picked up. Boston player's got the ball. He handballs it out to nobody, but it's all Boston's running through at this stage. Boston player dodges around, goes back onto his left leg. The ball goes down. Tasman player's pushed out of it. But the Boston player runs straight into an open goal and kicks a goal. Rogers is remonstrating with the umpire, but that won't help at all. All clear's been given. And now Boston's have taken a 4-point lead. And the first change has been made. Rowett has come off and David Stanley has gone on. David Stanley's gone on past Mark Rowett. Boston's now holding a 2-point lead, 4-point lead. Ball goes down. Boston player got the dog unattested. Oh, it'd have to be a free kick to Sanic. Tapped the ball back and then was pulled off the ball. Once again he kicked the ball and Stanley gets his ball straight away. He's caught though. He gets rid of the ball. Come across to his brother Phil. Phil goes somehow evades the Boston players. Kicked the ball in well. Ball comes down, hits the ground. Picked up Langford in there trying to pick it up. Langford once more has got the ball. He looks out looking for Beebe. Beebe's out there by himself and takes a very easy mark. Beebe's taken a very easy mark. He's well within kicking distance for Beebe. Lines up, kicks the ball, oh, but it's straight across goals down the bottom side. They set himself, the ball's knocked down, oh, it comes off, picked up by Boston player. He goes for a run, he's bounced the ball once, tries to go around, runs around. Oh, he was grabbed, he's handballed out. Kurovic's in there, Kurovic picks up the ball well, gets back onto his left leg, hands it across to Beebs again. And once again, Beebs takes the mark once again. Beebs once again takes the mark. What's he doing this time? He's not too sure what to do. There's no leads coming. I think now he'll probably go back and go for a shot. Comes in. This time the accuracy's a bit better. Down on the teeth of the goals. Off fly on a good mark taken by Weetbix. Good mark taken over the top of the pack. This player would be very lucky if he can walk tonight. He's rocked the whole game. He's been one of Tasman's better players so far. He's in everything. Some of his knockouts have been good. Some of his handballs have been good, and he's prepared to go in and get the ball. And the shot for goal is a good shot, and it's a goal. And Tasman's once again hit the front. They now go to a 2-point lead. They now lead 5-6 to Boston's 5-4. Right, back to the centre again. Just gone over the 21-minute mark. Ball comes down, and know where the ball's been grabbed by the players and will be bounced. Umpire bounces the ball. This time the ball comes down, favours Boston's, picked up by Saunders. Saunders goes in, kicks the ball hard, goes in long. Franks trips over the wrong time. Gower goes through, Gower's in front, and this time Gower rushed the ball through for 1 point to Boston's. They now move to within 1 point of Tasmans, and the score now being 5-5 to 5-4. 5-6, I'm sorry, to 5-5. Gower kicked the ball in, comes in high, the players all set themselves, comes down to the back of the pack, picked up by Boston's. They kicked straight across the centre of the goal. David Stanley there, he misjudged the ball. The ball's picked up by Boston. Boston's kicked the ball once again, comes up to the top wing. Picked up, not allowed by Richardson. He had 2 grabs at it but didn't hold it. He kicks the ball in high once again. Once again, Saunders doing battle with Silk. Ball bounced awkward again. Rogers picks up the ball. He handballs across to Masson. Masson onto his left leg. He goes for a short one. He looks for Casanova. Casanova's got the ball. He's got a few yards. Goes for a kick. The ball's kicked down in there. They set themselves down there. The ball, 2 Tasman players up. The Boston player stood down and got the ball. He goes for a run. He's kicked the ball back down again. Once again, Sewell's under the ball, and a good mark's taken by Sewell. He goes straight off. He handballs across to Weetbix coming down through the middle. Weetbix with a long kick down the middle, and the ball there is taken. Good mark there taken by the Tasman player in Borges. Borges called play on. He kicks the ball on, and he finds Philip Stanley, who was sandwiched in between 2 players, but he's up. And Philip Stanley as well within kicking distance. Philip Stanley's well within kicking distance. Getting near the 25-minute, there wouldn't be much time left in this quarter. He goes for the kick, he's brought it around, and it's a goal to Philip Stanley. And Tasmans now go to a 7-point lead. They now go to 6-6.
Come on!
And they're still leading, they're leading Boston's 5-5. That once again come from Kurovic and Weetbix. Coming through the middle, Weetbix took the ball, and a good pass found Borges, who went on and passed the ball down to Stanley. The ball's been bounced. Once again, still Weetbix in there. It's picked up by Masson. Masson comes around. He handballs to Anyway, Boston's picked up the ball. Hand back ball by Boston's. There's a left foot kick, goes down the bottom pocket. Picked up by Franklin, who's tried to get rid of the ball. He's claimed. It's handball again by Boston's. Goes to... Boston's have taken the ball down to the forward line. Oh, through comes Franks. Mitch does the ball. Picked up, handball by Franks. Franks is too slow to get rid of it, but he's got rid of it. Picked up by Kurovic, who knocks it on to Rogers. Rogers handballs it across to Basham. Basham gets onto his left leg. He belts it down. Sanik's pulled off the ball. He's still in front, and there's the siren in the second quarter. And at the half-time score, Tasmans are leading 6-6 to Boston's 5-5. Okay, we're getting ready for the third quarter. The first half was quite scrambly, and at the beginning of the third quarter there's been no changes made for Tasmans. Don't think there've been any I can pick up very quickly from Mayback, Boston's. There's the siren to start the third quarter, but Tasman's holding a 7-point lead. Umpire Edwards comes in, bounces the ball. Tiller and Weetbix in the ruck. Knocked down by Tiller, picked up by Langford. Langford gets onto his left leg. He's met heavily in front, but he got rid of the ball. Beebe's trying to get under it. Edwards trying to outrun him, trying to hold him play there. Could have gone either way. The ball's knocked down, picked up by Sanik. Sanik runs around, gets onto his left leg, goes to dummy kick, has a kick for goal, and he has hit over the post. And has kicked 1 point. Sanik showing some dash there, weaving in and out. Boston's players found it very hard to hold him. Boston's leading across to the top. Apparently they're playing, but the kick was bad from Kurovic from the front. Takes a mark, plays straight on, goes under his left leg, drills one straight down, but the ball was offline, and it's another point. Scores now 6-8. Boston's 5-5. Back same area again. Down the back and picked up by Langford. Langford gets around on his left leg. He's kicked it. He's put it up high. Borges and that, but a good mark taken there by number 26 of Boston. Comes back onto his left leg. Kicks it down. Looking for Gower from behind. Takes it. Harvey, I'm sorry. From back. Takes a good mark. And goes into the centre of the ground looking, but a good solid mark taken there by Tiller. Tiller goes in for his kick, kicks the ball up high, the wind's got hold of it, Harvey under it again, ball's knocked down by the players, picked back by Boston's have knocked it back down, it's on the ground, the umpire will come in and bounce the ball once again. Ball's bounced down. Weetbix, no, the ball's knocked back. Burrell's got it for Boston. He still runs. He runs around, takes one bounce to the ball. Masson gets around. Masson kicks the ball down in the forward lines. Set himself down there. Couldn't be hold. Boston Saunders picks up the ball, handballs it down. Picked up by, looks like David Stanley. He kicks the ball and the ball bounces out of bounds. Up on the back flank for Tasmans. The throw-in is grabbed by, ball was grabbed by Tiller from the throw-in, but the ball was being held to him, and the umpire come in and will bounce the ball. Ball comes down, Kurovic tries to hit the ball away, ball's still on the ground. It's very scrambly in there, picked up by the Boston player, knocked out, and the ball was once again is knocked out of bounds. Ball gets thrown in. Oh, big bunch there, comes over the pack, picked up by David Stanley. David Stanley runs straight through, he kicks it down the middle. His brother Philip comes from behind the pack, knocks the ball down, goes nowhere. Comes through once again, same player, picked up by Beebe. Beebe handballs back over his shoulder. Picked up by Kuzma. Kuzma goes down, he handballs across to Harvey. Hargy lines up the goals, but a little bit out of line. Actually, at the present time, the players are getting plenty of advice here from Mr. Kickett Patterson.
Pat Kaiser, if you're at the Oval, can you come to the league rest, please? Pat Kaiser.
Tasmans now have kicked 3 points in this quarter, and they need some goals. They need to be at least 3 or 4 up at the end of this quarter to make sure this game, the ball's not, it's kicked out and balls come off hands and out of bounds, and it's right on the 50-metre line for the throw-in. Boundary umpire comes to throw it in. Ball comes down, knocked over, but picked up by Boston's quite well. He goes past. He passed the ball to Burrell. Burrell's marked the ball. He comes straight around the play. He tries to dodge around another player. Kicks the ball into the centre of the ground. Frank's doing battle in there, one-handed. Frank knocks the ball down. David Stanley comes in, but it's kicked off the ground by Boston's. Harvey comes through. He's trying to pick up the ball. Gower's held back. Harvey knocks the ball up. Langford comes through. He picks it up, goes back onto his left leg. Kicks it down with his left leg. And a penalty free will be taken down the ground.
Give it up the side. Move the ball. Up the side, Jose. Come on, come on.
Kicks the ball looking for Sanic. Cosmas Sanic takes the ball.
Give him 50 yards. Give him 50.
And a 50-yard penalty.
Play him in the goal square. Play him in the square.
I don't think there was a lot in that. But still. This will give Tasmans a chance here. They need this one. He's put it through, and it's a terrible kick. And he's kicked the point once again. Tasmans now go to 6-10. They're now leading Boston's 1-5. Holding 11-point lead. Boston player comes to kick it up to this top side once again. The ball comes up, getting close to the boundary line. Kurovic, good mark, Kurovic. Good mark, Kurovic. He's right on the feet.
Have a shot.
Have his kick.
Have a shot for the goal.
Goes in, comes in.
Have a shot for the goal.
He goes for a short pass and he kicks it straight to Masson. Masson comes round on his left leg. He looks and finds Borges, who's straight in front. They've gained only about 3 metres in 2 kicks, but Borges is straight in front. And I've got to admit, the wind has probably been a little bit strong for the other 2 players. The Borges straight in front. Funny action, but he's put the ball right in the teeth of goals, and up there is Weetbix with a good and the umpire's called play on, but he's given him a free. I thought he actually held the mark, but he's got the free kick.
They don't tend to brighten up. Get in close.
He's at a very, very acute angle. If he can come around, he's got plenty of room to come around. Players have set themselves over the side, but he goes back for his kick. He's kicked it, and he has kicked it. It's a real good kick from Weetbix.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Play it up! Stop it! Stop! Square him up! Come on now! Go, Go, Betsy!
Right, Tasmans now go to 7-10. They now take a lead at 2-5.
Come on!
And it's about the 7-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. Going by the flags over there, the breeze has dropped off a lot over there, but it's still very breezy where I am. But the sock is not showing much wind at all. Right, this stage now, Tasmans are holding a 19-point lead, being the biggest margin of the day. Ball goes down, a good bounce. Weetbix still in there rucking. He balls it on. The ball comes down. Knocked on by Tasmans. Boston's and they're all over the play, and the ball will be bounced, thrown up once again. Ball's bounced, an awkward bounce. Tasman player tries to grab the Boston from behind. Knocked forward by Boston's. Hit down by Harvey at Tasman's, picked up again by Boston's, handballs the ball out. Harvey's in there, dives in over the ball, kicks the ball out, knocked back down by Boston's. At this stage the ball's doing nothing, still on the ground. Through comes Franks. Franks picks up the ball. He's grabbed, but he hands ball the ball. He's still down in there battling. And once again, it's very, very scrambly there. It's very hard to pick up from here as to who's got what.
Come on, Mark,
But the umpires won the ball. The umpire's got the ball. Just Boston side of centre. Comes in to bounce it. Ball goes down. Tiller builds the ball down forward for Boston's. Picked up by Noden. Picked up by Kurovic. Kurovic kicked it up high. Hargs gets trying to get in behind the ball. The ball comes down and the ball runs out of bounds in front of the players. Ball's thrown in. And he's picked up by Masson. Masson puts it on his right leg. He kicks the ball down. Sandy comes through the middle, picks up the ball, runs on, handballs it straight across to Phil Stanley, overruns the ball, tries to come back onto it again, and the ball come off the knee of the Boston player. And the ball's thrown in. The ball's thrown in. Ball comes down. Beeves has got the ball. He handballs it across. Borgase goes for a shot, and Borgase has put the through ball through. And then that gives Tasmans now a 3-goal 5 lead from a 2 or 3 point lead at 3/4 time. They've now gone to a 23-point lead. They now lead by 3-goal 5, and that's just approximately the 12-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. At this stage, this could be a match-winning break for them, but they still don't want to relax because the scoring seems to be favouring the way the Tasmans kicking this end, and Boston's will come back with everything. The ball comes down. Weetbix still in there. He gets the knockdown. Picked up by Langford. Langford on his left leg with a big kick right into the goal square. Ball's come down into the front of goals. Boston players over on the ball. Picked up by Boston. He kicks the ball out, and the ball bounces around. Doesn't go out of bounds, and this time it runs out of bounds. In between the wing and the forward flank for Tasmans on the top side. Boundary umpire throws in. Weetbix got the ball. He grabbed it, picks it up, and kicks it hard. And a good mark there taken by. Must have been called play on. We didn't hear any whistle. And he handballed it on. Picked up by Borgase. He goes through. He handballs it back to Franklin. Franklin with a left foot kick, but just a little bit offline. But it was a real good try. Tasmans are starting to get a little bit into their game now. Starting to find players going through, and they're starting to look like a reasonable football side. Boston fullback coming in to kick the ball. No, he props, goes back, getting no leads at all from Boston's. Boston's are making no efforts at all to lead. This time, so he just kicks it out in the forward flank. Up they go, Weetbix from behind, doesn't hold the ball. Picks it up, handballs it out. Langford gets it, gets onto his left leg, handballs it straight across. Picked up by Franklin. Franklin onto his left leg, put it down. Stanley's trying to get under it. Ball comes down off hands. Picked up by Boston's, knocked forward. The Boston player's grabbed, he's thrown off the ball. And the ball has gone out of bounds and will be a throw in right at the point post for Tasmans. Ball's thrown in. Tiller's still there battling with, picked up by Hargy. Hargy handballs out to Langford. Langford overruns it. Boston's trying to pick it up. This time he tried to pick the ball up and he's been picked for holding the ball. That was Steve Wesley, who had a couple of goes at trying to get rid of it. Hargy's got the ball. He's about 47 metres at a fair angle. So he'll go in. I'd say that he's going in. He puts it right into the goal square. They go in there. The big players fly and it's busted across by Edridge, and a point comes through for Tasmans. They now go to 8-goal 12. That now gives them a 3-goal 7 lead.
Come on, keep it there. Keep it there.
They're now leading by 3-goal 7. Once again, the Boston player comes up with the top. No one there. Two Tasman big men are there. It's punched down. Knocked on by Hargy. Picked up by Boston's in Lola. Ball comes down. It's come down the centre. Knocked on by Boston's. Boston player overruns the ball. Franks comes through for Tasmans, trying to pick up the ball. The ball's down the middle of the ground, and the umpire will come in and bounce the ball once again.
Get up with him. Nando's there now, come on.
Ball's bounced. Knocked down by Weetbix. Harvey in there trying to stop the ball. He's got his big body in over the ball. And once again, it'll be a bounce.
Come on. Use your legs.
Ball's just on Boston side of centre. Ball's bounced. Weetbix gets the knockdown again. Tiller's in there battling for Boston's. He's got the ball. Harvey's also in there for Tasmans. And Tiller's got the free kick out of that. I must have missed what that was for. To come down through. He's kicked the ball up high. Gower tries to stop the Boston player run through. Well picked up by Kurvik. Kurvik knocks the ball on. Picked up by Gower. But the Tasman player in Kurvik has got the free kick for a hit behind the ear. Kurvik's taking his time, goes onto his left leg, kicks it up on the top flank. They set themselves, the players set themselves. And Borges had two grabs at it, didn't quite hold it. Harvey knocks the ball forward. Ball goes down on the ground and the Boston player will get the free kick.
Run down, run down!
It's in Turner. Turner for Boston's has got the kick. He goes, gets on the ball very quick, gets rid of it very quick. But at the back of the pack, picked up by Frank. Frank kicks it. Come down. The ball's hit the ground. The Boston players coming hard there. Knocked on by Masson from Boston's. Boston players picked up the ball. Once again, there's another very high kick. Gone to centre half forward. The Boston player stand underneath. Didn't hold it. Picked off the ground by Richardson for Boston's. Fiedler runs through. He picks up the ball. He has a shot for goal, but it's well across and hits the point post on the full, and will be a kick in for the Tasman player. Ball's been kicked out. Oh, went straight through Kurvik's hands and went out of bounds. Lucky Kurvik touched it. It's on the Tasman half back line, top side. Knocks the ball down, ball comes forward. Oh, the Boston boy got in the strife, got her out of it well, kicks the ball down, gone down to centre half forward. The players set himself there. Two Boston players up. Ball's coming on the ground. Picked up by Boston's. Once again, a left foot kick. It's gone nowhere in particular. Gone through and the ball rushed through for 1 point. And Boston's have kicked their first score for the quarter. They are now gone to 5-6 and they are now trailing Tasmans, which is 8-11. So I think that should be 8-12. We'll wait till 3/4 time till the umpires. Ball comes down through the centre, comes down in off hand, picked up by Harvey. Harvey comes back on his left leg, he kicks it to Frank. Frank's up plenty of time, he gets it, he kicks it down, kicks the big long hut. Oh, there was no talking about there. Oh, it comes back, bounce well for Hargy. Hargy gets onto his left leg. He kicks it down. Beebe's got a clean run on it. Ball bounced bad, but it bounced right up for him. Freddie Ettridge run over the time. Beebe's bounced back, picks up the ball and puts the ball straight through the centre.
The grandmother of Kaylee Harrison or Nicole Bishard, come to the league rooms please, there's a little girl lost.
That was a good goal to Beebe. Had to do it the hard way, had to double back, bounce the ball. The ball bounced back, and once Beeb's got that with an open goal, there was no worries about where that was going to go. Tasmans now go to, scoreboard's only showing 8-11, but I'm pretty sure that should be 9-12, which would give them at least stage a 5-goal lead. Ball's bounced again. Weetbix once again gets knocked. Jeremy Langford runs in, cop one fair in the chops. But he gets up. No free kick. I thought he should have got one for a high tackle, but he got up anyhow. Ball comes down again. Oh, once again, Weetbix gets knocked. Knocked on by Langford. Langford gets in there, still gets the ball, gets under his left leg, kicks the ball on well. Boston blokes comes through, hit the ball, puts it down. Ball comes through, kicked on by Boston's. Boston's now picked up by Richardson. A good mark for him. He handles a long handball by Richardson out to Boston's. Ball runs down, goes straight through. The player goes straight through. Oh, he's tackled hard by Tasmans. The ball's still on the ground, picked up by Boston's once again. He doubles back, puts the ball down on the ground, picked up by Tasman. He tries handball. Oh, the tackling's very fierce over there at the stage. It's very hard to see who the players are. And the ball has gone out of bounds, but it was well tackled by the Tasman players. Up it goes again. Oh, Weetbix up high. Oh, and a long knock by Weetbix. That went as far as a kick. Franklin coming through hard. He's trying to pick up the ball. Hargy waited for it. Got up the ball. Gets under his left leg. He kicks the ball down on his left leg. Beebe's down there and leading for the race of the ball. He knocks the ball forward and goes out of bounds.
Go and help him.
Beebs is still down over the other side. Picked up by Ettridge on the ground. Knocked out there. Franklin's in there battling hard for the ball. The ball's gone out, and the Boston player will get the kick for legging from Franklin. That's looks like Richardson from here. Goes in, he kicks the ball high. But Frank's from behind spoils. Picked up by Langford again. It's too high for Langford, but it goes over. Boston scooped the ball forward. Picked up there by Tasmans. Picked up by Boston's. Boston's put through the centre of the ground. There it's grabbed by number 30 for Richard Lola.
Come on, Mark, what are you doing back there?
Lola goes in. Rogers is pushed off the ball. Franks goes in hard, uses his body. The ball comes down on the middle of the ground.
What's he done?
Ball comes down, hit the... Boston's got the ball, handballs it on, the players come back. Oh, the Boston player tripped over, Tasman players running in, they're tackling hard, they're not letting anyone get away. It's picked up, kicked down with a left foot kick, and there's where the mark is taken there by... Very hard to pick up. Anyway, the ball's kicked down. Oh, it's a... Weetbix got up high, couldn't hold the mark. Comes back to Wesley, gets it over, the Bostons. And there, a mark is taken there by Max Harvey comes through. He goes through with a left foot kick, put it straight down in the middle. Up they go. Borges tries to have a second grab at the ball. And it's been allowed. Borges' second grab just got the ball.
Get the ball!
That was a good mark from Borges.
Out the centre.
Borges goes in looking for Harvey. Hargey's got the ball, runs around, gets onto his right leg. He cuts it back to the centre of the ground. Stanley goes over Stanley's head. Phil Stanley running for the ball. Gets it pushed out, pushed onto the ball. Handballs it down. The ball's down and play. The Boston player tries to kick it off the ground. Picked up by Sanic. He handballs it across. Overrun there by Stanley. Stanley back to... that was Franklin. Franklin back to Santic, and Santic run into an open goal, but it went just on the wrong side to the point side of the ground. Ball's been put in. Ball's not grabbed. Knocked out well.
Kick it.
Oh, then this a free kick to Kurovic, who caught one behind.
Have a shot for the goals, boy. Yes, for the goals.
Kurovic's got the ball.
Phil Linton and Peter Cameron come to the league rooms, please.
The goals.
Phil Linton and Peter Cameron.
Kurovic's got the ball. Going to put it in right in the goals by the looks. He's had a shot. He's put it right down into the goal square. The Tasman players are up. Picked up by Boston's. Comes off the pack again. Picked up by Phil Stanley. Turns around on his left leg. Kicks it in high. Oh, and a good mark taken there by Borges. Good mark by Borges. He's been playing quite well this quarter. Can take some good marks. This, if he kicks this will be double the Boston score. And he's drilled it. Tasmans now go to 10 goal 13 to Boston's 5 goal 6. In this quarter so far, Boston's have scored 1 point, where Tasmans have kicked. Tasmans have kicked 5 goals. They'll kick 4 goal 7. It's been a very, very good quarter for Tasmans. They'll miss BB. At this stage, it's been reported that Beebs has got a broken wrist. We hope it's not quite that bad. Ball's been bounced down. It's an awkward bounce. Picked up by Langford. Goes round onto his left leg. Gets it on his left leg, puts it right down to the centre of the ground. Boston player, though, leads the ball and takes a good mark on his chest. No one stands the mark. He goes off and kicks the ball. Picked up, well marked by the Boston player. He kicks it on the Ettridge. Ettridge gets rid of the ball, kicks the ball forward. Fiedler picks the ball up. He gets the ball down, throws the ball down, kicks the ball down, boots the ball down to the forward lines. Over the back was Casalado. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Boston. Say handball on. And it's a left foot kick by Boston's into their goal. Oh, and a good mark taken there.
Come on, up you come,
Getting out there taken, I think it's by David Stanley. He puts the ball straight down to the centre of the ground. Over the back comes, the Boston players picked up the ball. Then Fisher. Fisher puts the ball back, but the captain of Tasman, Brenton Franks, comes through, takes a good solid mark. He goes back, kicks the ball. There goes the sign for three-quarter time, and that was a real good third quarter for Tasmans. In that quarter, they've kicked They've kicked at least 4-5. Boston scored 1 point. Could be a match-winning quarter for Tasmans. Bostons will have to show a lot more fight in this quarter than they did that quarter to get back at this in this game. Weetbix has rucked 3 quarters. He's been on the ball all day. He's been forward in the forward lines. He's been in the back lines. Wherever the ball's been, he's been there. He's probably been Tasman's, in my opinion, one of Tasman's best player, or the best player up the three-quarter time. Kurovic's been very, very solid. Always unflustered. Always in there. In that quarter, I thought that David Borges played very well in that third quarter. Took some real good marks. Very, very solid player. The others, everybody's doing their bit. I don't think at this stage there's anyone who's actually letting the side down. And everybody's in there battling real hard and trying desperately. So we'll wait until the umpires go back to make sure that the score is right, which will be very important that we do know what the score is when they start the quarter. Tasmans have been the better side all year. They drew with Boston's in their last encounter, the last game of the minor round, and previous to that they'd only lost a game to South. So if they keep playing in the next quarter the way they played this quarter, they could go on and win this game. Okay, we're ready to start the last quarter, and as mentioned at the end of that quarter, Tasmans are 10-13 to 5-6. They hold a lead of 5-7. Boston's find this very hard to pull this back in this quarter. Anyhow, the ball's bounced. Weetbix still in there for Tasmans. Knocks the ball on, it's picked up by Masson. Masson goes around onto his left leg, kicks the ball forward. Borges had a look behind then to see where his player was and misjudged the ball. The ball's down on the ground. Picked up by Langford. Langford knocks it out. Picked up by Rowett. Rowett to Weetbix. Weetbix tries to dodge around. Loses the ball. Picked up by Boston's and Wesley. Wesley handballs it on to McCrosty. McCrosty with a left foot kick. Goes along the ground. Picked up by Rogers. Rogers gets the ball. Kicks it into the back of the Bostons where it bounces back off him. Picked up again by Bostons. He kicks the ball forward. The ball's forward. Franks comes straight through for Bostons with sheer strength. Pushes through. Knocks the ball down. Kurovic bounce ball. Bounce back. The ball bounced well for Casanova. Casanova, but straight over the head of Rowett, and it goes to Ettridge that's Fred Ettridge of Boston's. Fred goes to pass in the centre of the ground to Wesley, and he's dropped it and the ball's been called play on, the ball's been knocked down. Franklin tries to get the ball's knocked out again. And this stage the ball's in there and it will be a bounce. The ball comes bounce, the umpire bounces the ball. Weetbix gets the knocks it to Wesley, picked up by Richardson by Boston. He puts the ball down, picked up by Casalado, kicks the ball on, which the ball hits the ground, bounces out of bounds. Once again, it was picked up by Weetbix, who handed across to Casalado coming through. Ball's thrown in. Weetbix from behind gets the knock, goes to Wesley of Boston's. Bear of Boston's comes around on his right leg, he kicks the ball down, the ball hits the ground. No one's touched it. Fielder for Boston, but taken away by Kurvik. Turns out of trouble with a long kick, puts the ball down, but there's only Boston's there, and the ball's been taken by Ettridge of Boston's. Fred kicks the ball into the centre of the ground. The Tasmans have set themselves under the pack. August tries to grab it. Grabbed by Bear. Well tackled by the Tasman player. The ball's still on the ground. Picked up by Boston's. On to Boston's again. Kicked by Lola of Boston's, and this time it's a mark taken by Boston's by Noden. He's not grabbed. He gets away with the ball. He handballs a long one over to Mills. Mills tries to head into an open goal, but he miskicks the ball and puts it through for 1 point. And that's only Boston's second score since half-time. Scored 1 point only in the last quarter. They now go to 5-7. They now trail Tasmans by 6 goals. Puts the ball up. Kurvik in front. Ball's knocked away from Kurvik. Should have been a mark. Kurvik's still in there. Ball's down on the ground. It's been holding the ball. Fielder comes out with the ball. He runs straight on with the ball, kicks it down to the forward lines, and it's full pushed on there, and the goal's kicked by Boston player.
Come on, Jones!
And that one was kicked by Stephen Butch.
Come on up, lads.
Ball's coming back to centre again. Ball's bounced down. Hit by Weetbix, comes back, overrun by Boston's are in the attack again. The ball's a long kick in. Frank still tries to push it down forward. It's picked up by Gow. Gow kicks the ball off the ground, goes out there. Frank's still in the rear for the ball. He goes down on the ground. Boston's players are in there trying desperately to get this ball forward. It's knocked back by Tasman players. Ball's on the ground, still running around. And this time it's knocked out of bounds in the forward pocket. Actually going to find it hard to see. You better off standing up right now. Ball's into players on the ground. Come out by Boston's. Boston's picked it up again. The number 7 goes in, hits the post. That was Dominic Mills. Picked up the ball. They now go to 6-8. They're still leading, trailing Tasmans 10-13. Sill kicks the ball in for Tasmans down the centre of the ground. Hargy gets under it, doesn't grab the ball, knocked down by Casanova to Hargy. Hargy's trying to push the ball forward, and the ball bounces out of bounds. It's up on the just the flank side of the wing for Tasmans. Ball's thrown in. The ball hits the ground again.
Tom from Coca-Cola. Tom, could you come to your
Ball's
man,
on the
please?
very scrambly in there at the present time. Hargy's in there under the ball. He's being hurled. Ball's pushed out. And once again it's in there scrambling. Hargy gets out again. Langford cups another one in there. Hargy gets it out again. He gets it to Casanova. Casanova puts it on his left leg. Kicks the ball down. Borges didn't hold it. Picked up by Franklin. Franklin's in there battling along. Boston's are not letting go though. Once again it's pushed out by Tasmans. Tasmans players push down. The ball comes out. Phil Stanley comes through to try to stop the ball. Boston player still got the ball. Goes for a bounce. He kicks it down. There's only a Boston player there. Here comes the Tasman player through. Max Harvey comes through. It's given by Masson. Masson drops the ball, and it was a free kick to the Boston player. Comes in, kicks the ball, brings it in the centre of the ground. There's all Boston's there, and good mark taken there by Bear, practically unopposed. It's just fractionally from the centre of the ground. He goes for a sort of a screw punt. The ball comes down, hits the Casolado, pushes it forward. Goes through where Mills is trying to pick it up for Boston. It's a real scramble in there at the present time, and once again it's all covered up, and the umpire will come in and bounce once again. Ball comes down. Oh, it's scrambly, picked up by Kurvik with a long handball out. The ball's still on the ground. It's pushed out by Hargy, finally picks it up. He kicks it up high, kicks it across the ground. Masson tries to get it, hits his boot, bounces down in front of him. Boston player in front, picked up by Burrells. He tries to get away from the Tasman boys. The Boston player, he's still got the play of it. He picks the ball up. He kicks it into a Tasman player, comes straight back to him. Ball's knocked forward. Picked up by Burrells again. Through comes Seal. Seal with a left leg, kicks it up high. Borges gets under the ball, can't hold it, punched down. So Sanic comes through the centre, kicks the ball just out into the open. Now it's a battle, 2-on-1. Ball's knocked down. Boston player still in front. He's pushing it. Phil Stanley trying desperately to get through him, and the ball's been pushed out of bounds over the line into the Tasman's forward pocket. On the grandstand side, ball's thrown in. It's in Tasman's forward line. That's all Boston's there at this stage. Picked up by Boston's, handballed across to Bear. Bear gets his left foot, kicks it down. Boston's lead for the race of the ball here, but through comes Stanley. He puts the ball down. And there's a free kick here, and it's been awarded to Boston's for a head-high tackle. Bear's got the ball, he's looking for leads. He kicks it long, comes through. Noden for Boston's try to pick it up. It wasn't turned. Picked up by Hug. He turns, twists, handballs it on. Sill to Gower. Gower with a kick down on the bottom flank. The ball's bounced over their heads, bounces back, but it's bounced out of bounds and will be Australian. Ball's thrown in. It's all Boston's here at this stage. Picked up by Sanic. Sanic goes for his little run. He kicks the ball, aims for the goals, looking for Phil Stanley. Goes over his head. The Boston player leads for the run of the ball, but it gives a bit of a push from Stanley, and the ball goes out of bounds. And practically ideal position, same position, identical position where it was last time. Thrown in. Weetbix from behind, gives a big thump, brings the ball down. Picked up by Franklin. Tries to turn on. He gets around, kicks it on his left leg. Boston player bumps the ball. The ball goes up in there. Kurovic under it. The Hagi comes through, picks up the ball, Hagi. It's a shocking kick from Hagi, and the ball bounces over the line, out of bounds in Tasman's forward pocket. Ball's thrown in. Weetbix still in there. Gets the hands of the ball. The ball's come down, picked up by Boston. So Wesley gets rid of the ball, kicks it down. Lola drops the ball, doesn't hold it. Picked up by Masson. Masson to Hagi. Hagi line turns around, throws back on his leg, but it's all Boston's back there. And Boston's backs clear the ball. Ball comes out. Fiedler's in front. He knocks the ball down. He's picked up the ball. He's held. He's holding the balls. The ball was down in the middle, and there's been a free kick decision given against the Boston player, and they're not very happy about. And Kurovic has taken the mark. Kurovic for Tasmans.
Have a shot, son.
Just outside of the 50-metre line from I can see here.
Get away for those short passes of there. Pick them up backside.
It's lining up. Left foot kick comes right across goals, comes down to the bottom side. Tasman's all up there. It's hard to see. Weetbix in there. Boston's getting it out. Handball it out. Goes down on the ground. Bear tries to kick it on. All Tasman's in there. Langford gets it onto his left leg, has a shot, and Langford has kicked it. And that could really sew it up for Tasmans. They now go to 11-13, which gives them now a 5-5 lead. Boston's have got to come back with 6 goals, and they've only got 15 minutes in which to do so. Ball's back to the centre already. Weetbix starting to tire noticeably, but so he should. He's been there for nearly 4 quarters. Once again, Kurovic gets the ball down. Hagi's got hold of it. He gets around. He runs straight away from him. He kicks the ball down. And this time he hits Langford on the chest. Langford goes back. He can get onto this one. Jeremy Langford's got the ball. This is a pass from Hagi. We'll call it a pass. Comes in, left footer. Going to aim for the goal. He's put it up high. He's put it right into the goal square. But it's an easy mark there for each of Boston's, unopposed. And they've got the ball back there. Fred comes to the stop side. He's pushed the ball out there, and ball's hit the ground. Casanova's in there for Tasmans. The only one in there. Kicked on by Boston's. And it's marked there by McCrosty for Boston's. He goes on. He kicks the ball. Left leg goes to the centre of the ground. There's a bit of a shuffling going on there. Sewell punches the ball away from the Boston player. Sewell still tries to go through. He overruns the ball. Boston's comes through with a handball. Ball now comes down through the centre. Casalato's there. The Boston player trips over. Casalato's got 2 or 3 yard break. Picks it up. Tries to get it on his left leg and is pushed out of bounds. Pushed out of bounds. Boundary umpire throws the ball in. The rucks this time the knock's taken by Boston's, but straight to Rogers. Rogers goes for a high kick to the centre of the ground. And good mark there taken by Scott Turner of Boston's. Had 2 grabs at it. Puts the ball straight down to the centre, down to centre half back for Tasmans, and a Hargy there takes the mark in the centre half back. He's taking his time. It's advised here by Mr. Kickett Patterson. Kicks the ball in. Cass has gone for holding the ball. He's very unlucky to get in there. He's kicked it off the ground. Comes down to Rowett. Rowett tries to get in. He's pushed off the line and the ball goes over the line. The ball come over the line.
Come on, keep going, keep going. What's behind? What's behind?
Oh, it's knocked on by Boston's. He's too slow. Still for Tasmans. Knocked on again by Boston's. Boston's picked it up to Wesley. Wesley turns around onto his left leg. He kicks it high with his left leg. Goes down onto the bottom flank. They line up for the ball. Boston's still in there with the balls. There goes David Stanley. He pushes the ball forward and pushes it through for a point. Give Boston's another point, which brings them to 6-9. They're now 6-9. That's trailing Tasmans 11-13. Kurovic kicks the ball in, straight into the middle. Up goes Sills, knocked down to Hargy. Hargy's got thrown the ball down forward. He picks it up again, handballs it out. Sanic leads to the ball. He's got the ball. He shrugs off a tackle, gets back onto his right leg. He kicks the ball, gets it clear. Comes down, Masson and run for the ball. Masson's got it. He tries to kick it. He's pulled off the ball. In goes Boston's have got the ball out. There's another handball to Boston's. Boston's with a left foot kick. And good mark to Sanic. Kusma Sanic took a good mark at the centre. He's looking for somewhere to kick it. He kicks the ball down. He brings it up to the forward. Jeremy Langford in front. Goes over his head. Jeremy's still in there. Up goes Freddie Ettridge. Freddie Ettridge's got the ball. He turns back, loses the ball. Still in there trying to pick it up. And the umpire will run in and will take a bounce.
Stay where you are, fella. Get back on Saunders.
Ball's bounced. Kurovic goes in opposition to... picks up by Hargy. Hargy gets on his left leg, turns it around. Langford, and once again picks Langford out and hits Langford on the chest. Langford goes now, runs in, takes his toes for a short pass up behind Bourgas, doesn't hold the ball, gets back onto it very well. The Boston player comes through, picked up by Sanic. Sanic running into an open goal, and he has just screwed it through, and that will absolutely seal it up now for Tasmans. They now go to a 6-4 lead. And there's only approximately 9 minutes to go, and there's no way in the world that Tasmans could lose this. Ball's coming back to centre.
Another 10 minutes.
The umpires have got the ball. They come in to bounce. The ball's bounce, goes down. Weetbix still in there, gets the knock, picked up by Sanic. He was too high, yes. The umpire picked that up, and the kick will go to Kusma Sanic, who was grabbed too high there by Dominic Mills. Waiting for the ball to come back. You've got plenty of time. Comes in. Kicks the ball up high, he's looking for Kurovic. Kurovic in front, pushed off the ball comes down the back, picked up by Boston. Shepherd's got the ball, dummies the handball, didn't come off, picked up by Franklin, handballs it back, picked up again by Fiedler for Boston's. Back in there was And a good pass there from Kurovec to Philip Stanley. And, that first handball was from Jeff Franklin too, which went to Kurovec, and the pass was from Kurovec to Phil Stanley. Phil Stanley's having a shot for goal. The ball's come in, he's had a good shot, it's right in there, but it's a mark, I would say, to the Boston player in front of Weetbix, right on the goal line. Umpire calls back Weetbix after a little bit of play there by the two players. Ball's come down off ground. David Stanley's knocked it down. It's picked up by Boston. Boston player turns. He's in trouble. He's lost the ball. Picked up by another Boston. Comes down. Long handball. Picked up by number 30 for Boston's, which is Lola. And a top tackle there. A real top tackle there by Hagi, who pulled Lola up, and he gets the free kick. Breeze is really freshen up now. Tasmans now pass the ball forward, but a good mark to Weetbix. Top mark. Top mark to Weetbix. Weetbix lining up. Weetbix. There he comes in. It's a big kick in high. It's got the distance, but the accuracy's not there, and he put it out of bounds on the full. Now we're now gone into approximately the 20-minute mark, which leaves about 5 minutes left in the game. Bear kicks it in for Boston's. It's come into the centre of the ground. Hagi's under it and takes a good mark. Going to take his time.
Get away from that centre. Have a shot, son.
Hagi goes back for his kick. He goes in, he looks in short, looking for the tall man in Weetbix, and finds him. But the umpire's called play on. Picked up by Boston's, but the umpire's going to have the bounce. There was a bit of a punch there behind the play by Mr. Tiller, but it was he's well known for. But, none of our boys upset him, but that's the mentality of the man. He can't help himself. Ball's gone out of bounds. Tasman's forward line, and they're on the forward flank. Ball's being thrown in. Up they go. Knocked away by Tiller. Goes on the ground. Picked up by Boston's. Boston player comes through. A little short dab over, but top mark by Hagi. He will settle the side down once again.
Have a shot, son.
Hagi goes in, puts it down in the forward line. They're trying to come from behind, but a mark once again. It looks like Bear from here for Boston's. He puts the ball up high. They go up. They come from down the back. Casolado followed his man through, picked up the ball, handballed it nowhere. Kurovec tried to get it. Through comes Casolado once again, and this time Casolado still pushes the ball forward, and the ball goes out of bounds once again on the Tasman's forward flank. They throw the ball in. The rucks are there, knocked over the back, middle missed by all the players, picked up by Tiller. Tiller has a kick at the ball, and also the player missed the player. Through comes Rogers for Tasmans, and the ball's pushed out of bounds.
Keep it there, Cassie.
Keep working, boys. Come on,
Keep it there, keep it there.
Thrown in. Knocked away once again by Tiller. Casolado gets the ball. He knocks the ball forward and it's knocked out of bounds. And once again it'll be thrown in. Approximately 5 minutes left to go in the game. Tasman's holding a lead of 6-4. Thrown in again. Over the back, Kurovec got the ball down Casanova. Casanova's tried to get over it. He's kicked the ball down. He slung after the ball, but it's let go by the umpires. Through comes the Boston player, 13. David Stanley tries to come through. Through comes Richardson for Boston. He goes down on the grounds. Picked up by Harvey. Harvey with a long handball. They go straight to a Boston player. The only one coming through. He's kicked it down on the bottom flank. It was all Boston's. Oh, it's well covered there by Hagi. Hagi's still got the ball. He comes out of the ball. Does it easy. Oh, and he's grabbed from behind, and it was an absolute silly thing from Paul Noden, which people are coming to expect from Paul. And there's a penalty free down the ground. It's taken by Masson. Masson onto his left leg. Kicks the ball in. Kurovic goes, and Kurovic has taken the mark right on the 50-metre line. That was definitely a charge and should have been a report once again. Tiller has absolutely shown his real true colours, that he is a complete idiot.
Hey, 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 hey.
There's a real stoush on back behind play. And it's a Tasman goal kick by Tasmans. But there's a real stoush on. There's a real stoush on at the back. And I think Boston's are now trying to win the fights. They couldn't win the football, so it looks like they're going to try and win the fights. But at this stage, they're saying they're not having much success at that either.
Just done more in 30 seconds and you're done all day, Dominic.
Coming in, Bells bounced again. That was a good goal, that last goal. I'm afraid I was watching the fight and I missed. Tiller once again discharges the player, not worried at all about the football. There they go, Boston's again, just pushing and shoving. Couldn't care less. An absolute disgrace to themselves and their club. Down by Jeremy Langford, goes straight across the ground, and it was well done, Jeremy. Jeremy has got the cramp.
The ball, fellas.
Up they go, the ball's knocked down. Well done there by Blessett.
Hey, Grizzly, you're a disgrace to yourself. Club, Grizzly. A bloody disgrace.
Sit down and shut up.
You're a disgrace, Grizzly.
Just look at the board.
You're a disgrace, Grizzly, to yourself and the club.
What do you whip that
Here.
out? Kick the score bit out.
That's your playing football.
Get up.
Tasmans once again have cleared the ball after that little... Oh, there's another deliberate charge. And here goes another one. There's the Bulls kick for it. I'm afraid I lost a little bit of with the game there because some of the things that are happening behind play are unbelievable.
Ring the bell.
Ball's thrown in. Hagi comes in once again. Comes over, tries to get the ball. Picked up by Boston's. He kicks it up high. Kicks the ball high, and it's only a point. And there's the siren. And that's Tasman's 13 goal 13 to Boston 6 goal 9.